Out more. I'm Steve Azar, filling in just one day a year in Cleveland, Mississippi. 50 nights of lights, celebrating our Delta today. I'm blessed to be here on SuperTalk, Mississippi. I have finally found C. Ray, Craig Ray, Executive Director of Visit Mississippi, my point guard for many years now, serving as his ambassador, state's ambassador. Thank you, C. Ray, for finally showing up.
Hey, I'm on time. I'm always on time.
Always on time. You got your hotty-toddy shirt on. You
That's
feeling
right.
good?
That's right. I'm feeling good. Beautiful backdrop here in downtown Cleveland. Cotton House. Looking forward to this evening. All the beautiful lights. Glad to be here.
Welcome. Welcome. And we got
Looking forward
my
to the
girl
show.
Brittany over here, McClendon, from the Grammy Museum.
Hey.
And you guys were on vacation for a minute. Not really. Not a vacation that you choose, but you had to pivot like so many people did. You're in a space where you celebrate our arts in the world of arts down here in the Delta, the second Grammy Museum that there ever was.
Right.
And now you're back at it. How you doing?
We are back at it. We're doing good. Thanks for having me today.
Well, thank you. Thank you for coming. Now, we were talking off air real quick about who was there the other day. We got the American Queen. We got boats showing up in Rosedale. So tell us about what happens and how long are they there, and it's so cool to see that.
Yeah, we're really lucky to have this partnership with American Queen, docking at Terrain Landing in Rosedale. They stop and come see us about every other week, and they have hop-on, hop-off tours where they are able to come to the museum from any time between 9 and around 4. Then they join us downtown, check out the lights, check out the shops, eat, and really get to experience Cleveland. And I hear a lot want to come back and see us because they don't get enough time with us.
They don't.
No.
Are you enjoying your job?
I absolutely love it. I work at the most special place in the world.
And it changes and evolves constantly, right?
Absolutely. I learn something every day. Mississippi has such a rich musical history that absolutely should be celebrated.
So when the Beatles had their big exhibit, when MTV comes and has their big exhibit, and Taylor Swift, and it doesn't matter. The bottom line is it all started here.
Right.
That's what's so cool about it.
Absolutely.
Right? All of their musical journey started out of some inspiration that started here.
That's right, and we get to showcase and tell everyone that on those American Queen boats you've got people from all over the world and all over America, and their eyes are open to what Mississippi really did for music.
Let's talk about what it does for the kids, right?
Oh, yeah.
And educating the next generation, which is so important.
Absolutely, that's totally our mission. We celebrated our 5th birthday this year, and we celebrated big by having our first school group back on March 5th. So that was nice after the pandemic. Felt really hopeful. And then, of course, opened MTV, and we've got some great lesson plans for that for teachers that they can use in the classrooms and incorporate that and teach their students about that. And, of course, in the museum, just letting kids know, like, all these instruments and all these legends that absolutely changed the music world for Mississippi.
Well, I want my MTV.
I want our MTV.
No, you don't know what MTV was like. We know what MTV was like before it went to all the shows, which happens. But don't get me upset. Why are you getting me upset right now? I'm getting myself upset because it was such an incredible era of finally getting to see all the acts without having to go see them in concert.
Right.
Or just looking at or seeing them on American Bandstand or somewhere special. You could see them all the time right there on your TV. It was just fantastic. But things change and life evolves, and that's fine. But we're the beneficiaries of that. Like when you had some of the MTV guy, who was here?
BJs.
Martha Quinn was here?
Martha Quinn and Alan Hunter.
Alan Hunter was here.
Yes, they were here. And, of course, Bob Pittman, the founder, he was here. That was super special, full of nostalgia.
And where's Bob Pittman from?
Right out of Jackson, Mississippi.
He's crazy, the founder of MTV.
Went to Millsaps.
Yes.
Went to Millsaps.
So
it
did Alan
never
Hunter.
ends.
It never ends.
So did Alan? Right, yeah, it never ends. It's awesome. So what's there now?
Okay, yeah. We, of course, opened MTV back in May. That is our largest exhibit yet. It's the first exhibit curated by the Mississippi team, so that was a lot of fun. We've got Willie Mitchell and the Sound of Royal Studios in there right now. That's awesome. They're out of Memphis. Absolutely legendary group right there. Of course, we've got our Mississippi exhibits in and we opened a new Mississippi map this year that was unveiled.
Explain that.
Yeah.
That is a new interactive in the Mississippi area of the museum, and it allows you to see who's from which region, photos of that region, and like just the map of their journey.
Wow.
It's really cool. It's an interactive map, so the traveler, the tourist, can, after they've had this wonderful experience in the museum, they can go up to this interactive screen. It's like floor to ceiling, and say Charlie Pride, and pull up his name and see the information about him and where his marker is and where he's from and where to go.
Wow.
Kind of a directional map with with a Q code, right?
Right. You can scan it and find out more on your phone with more information.
It's really cool.
How cool is that?
We're going to share the idea at some of our welcome centers.
I love that. Okay, visit Mississippi, Grammy Museum. It's incredible partnership, right?
Absolutely. It's one of our just true gems that we promote here in the state. We have several museums, but this partnership with Visit Mississippi is just very special, and we love to promote our music industry and the partnership with the Recording Academy, which is second to none, but to really make this educational place to educate our tourists on where to go throughout the state and celebrate our musical tourism heritage.
It's a nice little centerpiece, isn't it?
It is.
And it's almost like you can just send people here's where you're going to meet at the spaceship, I call it, because it's spaceship for me, because it used to be a couple golf holes, right? Mm-hmm. And but it's fantastic for a guy that does what I do to see it there, and when I went to college here, and to know that's what they're putting there, it just, as a former student and alumni, it's really moving for me to see that. Exciting, it's like, that's what I do, so I live for it.
Right.
And we got our boy Cedric Burnside we were just with. He's up for his third Grammy, so we hopefully he's going to finally cross that finish line and not say, I got nominated for a Grammy. I got a lot of friends who's had songs that this was nominated for a Grammy, and that's why they say they didn't win the Grammy. You got to be able to say you win, and he's so deservingly so. I'm just incredible artist.
Well, when he wins, he'll have his Grammy on display at the museum, at least for a year, I would hope.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
If he'll let us.
Yeah, that's right.
We love our Cedric. We love him. We were just in New Orleans. We didn't get to be with you guys with Marty
I know.
Stewart, celebrating him like he deserves so well. C. Ray and I were doing things for Travel South and trying to promote Mississippi. So Cedric and I and C. Ray and the team at Visit Mississippi were putting on a morning breakfast show with our man Raphael Sims, and we had a great time, didn't we?
We did. It was in New Orleans, and we had, this is the Travel South International show. We had 18 countries that were represented there, which represented over 300 travel tour operators and travel writers that we then, after the 3-day experience in New Orleans, then brought them throughout the state. And I believe 20 of those came to here in Cleveland, experienced what we're talking about today in the museum.
On Sunday, and they had a great time.
Yeah, and they'll go home and write some great stories and sell a lot of book travel for us, I hope.
And we hope they come back.
They will.
So amazing how many dots you have to connect.
That's right.
For sure. It's a team effort.
I wasn't thinking about you sending folks down while they were here.
Absolutely, that's part of it.
You got to grab a hold of them while you can.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, the Grammy Museum for me is pretty cool. How does teachers and schools find out about you if they don't know about you now, and how do they book time coming to see you?
I would definitely say visit our website. We've got a whole education tab, or they can email education@GrammyMuseumMS.org. It goes straight to our education manager. She's got all the resources that can fit their needs. If they want a tour, she can set them up. Lunch, tour, and a program, we can make it happen.
Do they ever come stay at our hotels now down here and do a night? Well, it seems like it'd be a lot of fun. I know you teachers out there. I know what you're thinking. You're telling me I have to keep up with all these wild, beautiful Mississippi kids? Yes. The answer is yes. Sometimes you got to spend the night.
Please do. Yeah. There's plenty to do down here.
Or come back.
Or come back. Yeah,
come
that's
back.
a good point.
See us, the Train Museum. There's a ton of things Cleveland offers for students, including us.
Are you seeing recurring schools?
Yes, like I was telling Craig right before we got on, the week before we shut down, we had 600 students from Jackson in the museum just checking it out, and of course in the world kind of shut down, and we are glad that they will be coming back this spring.
Well, Brittany, I can't thank you. Brittany McClendon, she is Marketing Communications Manager for Grammy Museum Mississippi. My I'm his sidekick, Craig Ray. Visit Mississippi with us today. Blessed to be here on SuperTalk, taking Gerard's place in glorious Cleveland, Mississippi, home of Grammy Museum, Mississippi. We're going to be right back.
Which exhibit's next?
Yeah, and guess what comes next? Becky Nowell, the real mayor of Cleveland, Mississippi, is coming, the First Lady, and 50 Nights of Lights, the visionary, and the one that just rocks this town, also a board member.
Board president
of Directors,
right.
Mississippi, Grammy Museum. We'll be right back with our pal, Becky Nowell. Don't go nowhere. It's a merry, merry Christmas when I have my point guard to my left, C. Ray, Craig Ray. All Things Visit Mississippi runs a show for us there. Becky Nowell, she runs a show in Cleveland, where she may not admit it because she's going to be humble a little bit, but truly, 50 Nights of Lights doesn't happen without her vision and what it's done for this community and what it's done for businesses. Also president, board of directors, Mississippi Grammy Museum. I've seen her in those rooms, and she rocks it. With our friend Murtis was on earlier. Gwen sends love, by the way.
Tell her hello. We miss her.
Yeah, well, I know. Well, we missed you because we had things to do south of Mississippi. But you guys had a great Grammy Red Carpet Guild, right?
We had a great event. Our annual fundraiser for the museum for education programming. So, great night. Sorry, y'all missed a big night, both you and C. Ray.
That's right.
Would you say we were there in spirit, C. Ray?
We were there in spirit. New Orleans spirit.
We were in the New Orleans spirit. I can't lie to you. Let's talk 50 Nights of Lights. Let's talk about what's happening with the businesses. There's great news, right?
Great news. 50 Nights of Lights was born to make Cleveland a destination place to come look at lights, and it has certainly, we've gotten there faster than we ever thought we would. The businesses are reaping the benefits. Our retail sales are up, and they're setting records. So we want people to continue to come see the lights and stay and visit and shop and eat while you're in Cleveland.
You know why I know that's true? Because Danny Abraham was on the air about an hour and a half ago, and he hasn't gone back to his store yet. He's done so well, he's probably just locked the doors. Playing a tune. No, it's great to see Danny. You know, I'm going to go shop at Gilbo's in a minute because Beth's my buddy.
Yeah.
And that's been here a long time, and she has just been so over the top about how it's been such a positive response. It's been the response has been so positive when this was created. It's insane. And also, I was in Ocean Springs. I was telling Billy, and this couple came up and wanted to say hello, and they were talking about now this has become a thing they do. And I was going, we talk about going to Ocean Springs from the Delta and spending a couple days. We love it, right? Go stay at the Roost and some places, the Beatnik, all these incredible places on our glorious Gulf Coast. And now they're coming to us, and I think that's awesome.
That is. It's a credit to the people of Cleveland that give back to Cleveland, that are willing to put their money into local business, and we have a great group of volunteers. 50 Nights of Lights wouldn't happen without the people of Cleveland. We have over 111 people that have donated. All these displays were donated to the city. We have about 160 displays now and over 111 donors. And we wouldn't have it if it weren't for the people of Cleveland, the support of the city also. And, you know, the Public Works Department in Cleveland, it takes about 2 weeks with perfect weather to put all this up. Then it takes another 2 weeks to get it wired together, hooked up, check the lights. And those guys take a lot of pride in what they do. They work very hard, and people think, okay, we turn the lights on, it's over. There's one of those guys assigned every night, all 50 nights, to come down here every night, check the lights because somebody has tripped over a cord or it rained and something tripped out. It's not over once we turn them on. With a gazillion lights out there, can you visually, because Billy says you probably can you see one little light out? I can.
Attention to detail.
That's right.
I can.
I love it. See, Ray? Visit Mississippi once again. I mean, Cleveland's doing it.
Such a wonderful job, and just looking out over the railing here for this law firm and looking downtown, and it's great to see tourism activity during the daytime, people walking around on the walking paths and planning their strategy maybe for the evening once the lights come on. But
strategy, I like
strategy.
That. I like
tourism strategy, that's right. So a lot of people shopping down and around downtown. It's just spectacular.
See, Ray, there's not an open spot.
I know. I had to circle the wagons a couple times to find a spot downtown.
Is this always this way during this time of year?
During this time of the year. As we were talking before we came on the air, you know, when we first started 5 years ago, we were looking at car tags from other counties in Mississippi. Now we're seeing car tags from other states. So we definitely have become a destination place to come look at the lights and shop and dine while you're here.
Talking to Becky Nowell, 50 Nights of Lights, Cleveland, Mississippi. If you guys have not been, come spend a night or two, or just take a day trip if you need to, if you can't, you know. But as C-Ray says, make a couple day trips.
That's right.
If you can't stay the night. Oh, you were talking about the hotel, the Cotton House, right? There was nothing. What was there?
It was a hardware store, right?
It was.
Local hardware store. We watched it over the years. After we'd have our Grammy board meetings, we'd eat at the Delta Meat Market, which used to be on this side of the street, and watch this building develop from taking down the hardware store in one level at a time. Someday it's going to be this, and the lights will be up, and here we are 4 years later, and it's just however many hundreds of thousands of guests that you have through here. It's just an amazing story, and it's a Hallmark movie in the making, right?
It is. It is. And I think we have to credit, we're fortunate to have Grammy Museum Mississippi here, and it was kind of like build it and they will come.
Right.
So many people say why. But we wouldn't have a Cotton House Hotel downtown, a Lyric Hotel and Entertainment District just past Delta State on Highway 8, and some other businesses and restaurants that the Grammy Museum led to a little bit of economic development here that gave us a little boost.
I'm going to tell you what else you did, okay? So, because I got involved because I couldn't say no. Sherry Smythe is the version of you in Leland now. She saw what you did. She was inspired by this. And so we've always gone to Deer Creek growing up. We all have done that, right? Go see Jim Henson, the Muppets, and all the Christmas on the creek. Well, she wanted to do that, a version of that, and so there was, I know, 4 to 5,000 people all day on the streets. There are a lot of pop-up shops, a lot of shops getting business, but you started, because you guys started that, look, it's the chain of what happens. You've inspired another community to celebrate who they are, and C-Ray loves it, right?
Yeah,
the state loves it, but think about it. Right?
Right, and that's what it's all about. And actually, the lights on Deer Creek are what inspired me. When the Janus family donated this big tree, we came down for Billy to light the tree. I was expecting 50 or 60 people. There were several hundred people here, and I was standing right here on the walking trail, and I said, we should expand on this, and we have the perfect place for people to come ride and look at Christmas lights. At the time, I didn't even consider the walking trail didn't enter my mind, but there are hundreds of people walking this walking trail at night, and it's such a great feeling to see these kids so happy at night looking at the lights and family atmosphere and family outings and gatherings. It's
so pristine and clean.
Well, thank you.
The Public Works, I was trying to get Billy didn't, your Mayor and I did not help me this morning when I was trying to say the guys, that do all make sure the lights are on and do all the cleaning. Public Works, they rock here.
They do. They are great guys, and we couldn't do it without them.
Becky, what are some of the other events that you have to promote this? Are there certain nights of the week where stores are open and sales and restaurants? What are some of the other promotions within the event?
Yeah, there are a lot of other things going on that the Chamber of Commerce and our Main Street are putting on, but Thursday night is Wine Downtown. Stores will be open from 5 to 8, and the participating stores will be, you have to buy a ticket for Wine Downtown. They've also had Screen on the Green the couple past Saturdays showing movies for kids out on the lawn near the Chamber of Commerce building. We had carriage rides last weekend. And Tricia Walker has had the Deep Roots music every weekend in downtown Cleveland providing music. So there are a number of activities to bring people to town, things for kids, cookie decorating. I think the Cotton House sponsors that. So on the website at the Chamber of Commerce or the 50 Nights of Lights website, you can see a list of all the events going on. And we had 2 fabulous Christmas programs. I hate that we're talking about it after the fact, but Grammy Museum said, have yourself a Delta Little Christmas. We have that every year, first Monday in December, and then the BPAC Performing Arts Center had a nice Christmas event too.
Laura's always done a great job at the BPAC.
Yeah,
we're
very fortunate to have the assets that we have.
Yeah, well, let me just tell you what. If there's a spreadsheet, the assets column and the liabilities, and there ain't many liabilities. Y'all are rocking.
We're very fortunate.
It's so good. Becky Nowell, thank you so much. C-Ray, I'm his sidekick, but he's my sidekick right now because I'm in the middle chair.
That's right.
Right?
Off to the side.
MidDays, SuperTalk Mississippi. Check us out online, on TV. It's everywhere now. We're everywhere, and beyond. We're in Cleveland, Mississippi for sure. That's for real, and that's right now. 50 Nights of Lights. Come visit Cleveland. Check it out. Take your families. Enjoy a magical evening right here in the heart of our Delta, birthplace of American music. I'm Steve Azar, MidDays.